Ladies and gentlemen, I just saw something that was dumb and pissed me off. Now, no, it didn't. Just to be clear, I'm metaphorically, I'm not like, oh, I'm actually angry at this person. There's a comedian. He lives in the same city as me. You know, he's in my hometown. His name is Gabriel Iglesias. They call him Fluffy. You know, and he just posted probably a part of an old comedy routine. He talks about his son Frankie, and I mean he's divorced now. I think last I heard. I don't really follow. Look, what happened to me, more than 10 years ago. I was on the job, and I was working with the homeless, and somebody said, "You're not fat, you're fluffy." And I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, no, Fluffy, the comedian, Fluffy." It's like, "Fluffy, okay." So I looked up Fluffy. Fluffy's awesome, He's a big dude like me. He's got type 2 diabetes. I sort of have that. One of the reasons I don't just down soda all the time, but I have to have a video going for me to be drinking a soda. I don't just get to drink soda. But Fluffy has this son named Frankie. My understanding is that it's an adopted son. And I mean, on the one hand, Fluffy's a really good dad. He goes, "Look, all you got to do is get accepted to whatever college. I'll pay for it. You're golden." And it's like, damn. I wish my dad did that for me. He had the money. He wound up giving it to my stepmother, but he had the money. I got a total of $800 for college from my family. My family hates me. They want me dead. Here Fluffy comes out there and he's like, "Yeah, you get accepted to Harvard, I'm going to make it happen. I tell a lot of jokes. Wealthy comedian." Before I go any further, let me, of course, remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pile of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you'd be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe, you'd be doing your part for a better world. I am giving you an opportunity to help this world for free. Okay? For free. So, comment in that doobly-doo pants bar there. Anyway, so Frankie, apparently he's a house ape now. Or at least, according to the last video I saw from Fluffy, Frankie's a house ape. What's a house ape? It's a dude who he's graduated from high school and he ain't moved out. Okay? I don't know if I would ever be called a house ape because I've lived in the same house my whole life, right? It's my house. I live there. I haven't lived with my parents since I was 10. It's not anybody else's house, so I don't know if I should have moved out or not. My sister thinks I should move out because she wants the house, but she's, made it painfully clear that if I move out, I'm getting screwed and nothing. So that's beside the point. Anyway, so apparently Fluffy's son doesn't understand the opportunities that he's being given. They go to Red Lobster. I'm not kidding on this. Red Lobster, all right? Fluffy goes to Red Lobster. He likes Red Lobster. And the guy at Red Lobster goes, "Hey, man, you Fluffy?" And Fluffy's like, "Yes, this is me." "Oh, and this must be the infamous Frankie." "Yes, that's my son Frankie. And he's looking for a job. He's 19. "Oh, well, here's my business card. Fill out the application online. I will make sure you get an interview." Fluffy, you don't want your son working at Red Lobster. Red Lobster is dying, by the way. Just there's been a lot of Red Lobsters closing. You don't want your son working there, all right? Just as a general point, unless you really need a job, that's a terrible job. But one of the points I gotta say is, nepotism annoys people who don't have it. All right? I remember when I graduated from high school, 2 weeks before I graduated from high school, I got a check from the government. It was my last one. All right? I had been getting a check for 8 years. My mother passed away. They said, okay, till the day you graduate, you are on the government dollar. If I had known better at the time, I might have said, you know what, let's delay my graduation, keep being on the government dollar. That was, I lost my mother to get this money. Don't think that, the government just woke up and said, oh, you're a white person, here's your money. No. Okay, I lost my mother. I was not living with my father. I had no parents. What I had was a mentally ill older brother who thought it was funny to try and suffocate me with couch cushions. So, 2 weeks before I graduate from high school, I get my last check from the government. I went out on an interview that day. I got a job. Okay? I should not have had to get that job. Why? Because my father was still alive. He had money. Not rich or anything, but he had money. And he should have said, no. My son goes and gets an education. Took me more than 10 years to get through college because I was always working. His take on the subject, hey, I didn't want 3 children. You're child number 3. You're not my problem. Hey, the law doesn't say he has to be my dad. Law says he's just biologically my father. I am still fighting in court to deal with his estate. But, so Fluffy here, he's got this son. And he's not that old. He's well-to-do. He should have another kid. Find a nice girl if he did get divorced. Younger woman, be like, hey, take care. You're going to take care of me. I'm going to be old. I'm going to have money. Anyway, that's not the point. But the point is, it's like, look, when you're the son of a famous person, you don't need a regular job. You need a famous person's son job. And I don't mean like, well, I'm rich, let me pay my son to do something stupid, like take care of my house. No. Okay, that's dumb. You hire maids to do that, it's much cheaper. No, like this dude should be like an influencer or something. Like go be a person on... You see me, I'm struggling, I'm trying to be online. I'm not funny. Some people think I'm sort of funny. Other people think I'm too depressed to be funny. That's one of those things. Most of my videos, they're not that funny. I'm just talking, I'm being sincere, I'm being honest, I'm basically giving a lecture. Very Italian with my hand movements. But my grandma was from Sicily. One of those things. But fame is something you can't just buy. Fluffy has fame. So what should his son do? Well, dude should probably be a comedian. It's something you can go on tour with your dad. You can do a routine. I've always heard about this infamous Martine. Martine is Fluffy's friend. And, what Martine does is basically he opens for Fluffy. That's what I understand. I've never seen Martine joke. I don't care. That's fine. If I ever see Fluffy's show, I'm sure I'll see Martine. I'm sure Martine is a good guy, but I don't follow every comedian in the world. But it's like, okay, you gave your friend Martine a job, just give your son a job. He really shouldn't be working one of these crappy jobs. I'm going to grant, if he went there and got a job like my job, like where I've worked, they'd probably be like, oh, hey, we're going to take good care of you because we don't want Fluffy to get pissed at us. So that would be better. But you know what? It's like all of these jobs you get nowadays. I remember I had a job, and it's like you could be a regular guard, you could be an armed guard, you could be a lieutenant, and you could be a captain, right? If you were a regular guard, you could work in a lobby, which was great. You didn't do a lot of work, but you couldn't afford to pay your bills. Or you could be, a dispatcher. And being a dispatcher was a nightmare. That was what I did. Hardest job there was. And you got so many rules to follow. Everybody's always yelling at you or something. You can get in a lot of trouble. But I had to be a dispatcher. Okay. So then there was, of course, the armed guard and the lieutenant. The lieutenant, when he was armed, because sometimes he was and sometimes he wasn't, made more money than the armed guard. But when he wasn't armed, he made less money than the armed guard. So he could almost pay his bills. The armed guard could kind of pay his bills. And then there was the captain, who most captains could pay their bills. I don't know how much they were getting paid, but they were getting paid okay, That's just one of those things. But if you've got fame, YouTube isn't designed for people like me. That was the early days of YouTube. That was like, okay, anybody can become famous on YouTube. Yeah, if you're lucky or if you know someone. I don't know anyone. I'm not lucky. I'll be lucky if this video gets 100 views. Okay. I have videos that have gotten thousands of views. That's true. But I'll be lucky if this one gets 100. So, it's like, this guy could set his son up in YouTube. And it's like, what do you want to do? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because literally you know somebody famous enough so that it doesn't matter. There was a guy on YouTube who would film himself 4 hours a day smiling at the camera. Okay? That's all he did. He was sitting on the ground 4 hours a day. He became national news. Somebody tried to break into his house while he was there smiling at the camera, and he didn't react. He just sat there, smiled at the camera, and this was news. This is how I heard about him. I don't know if he made a living at it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, what are you into? Are you into Magic the Gathering? I don't really know what that is, but it's like, okay, you get together with your friends. You have your dad say, hey, my son has a YouTube channel. He does Magic the Gathering. You do Magic the Gathering with your friends. Everybody watches, okay? And then when they say, hey, you should do this, you can listen. Me. I think YouTube pays people to go around and encourage YouTubers. Because every now and again, some random person will be like, hey, man, don't give up. Who said I was going to give up? Then they pay people to tell you that you should spend money on YouTube. And you should buy a better microphone. You should not tell me how to spend my money. But, if this was going to make money, oh, sure, I'll buy a better microphone because I want to put out a good product. But that product needs to make money. I could go out there and I could get a $50 microphone. I might not know how to set it up. I did that once. I went out there, I got a microphone, I put it on the camera, I did something wrong, I didn't get any audio out of it, I think I didn't pull the wrapping off the battery. Then what wound up happening is the cord got damaged. It was a waste of money. But it's like, if I knew I was going to make money at this, hey, I could be calling people. I could have professionals come in and help me. I could do all the tutorials. It breaks, you buy another one. Why? Because it's making money. You know, if you've got a truck and you're doing deliveries, that truck is making money, so getting it fixed is always going to be a good idea. But if you got a truck and it's not making you deliveries, getting it fixed doesn't make any sense. If you don't need that to get around. But you know, the thing about my first job, I took a part-time gig because I thought my family's going to help me. I'm going to go to college. I was going to college. My family didn't help me. So then I fought with the company and I got a higher paying position. But I pissed off the supervisor and they canned me. Had my family actually helped me, I would have never gotten fired. Because I would have worked one of the worst positions they had. It would have never bothered anybody. But it would have been enough. But it wasn't enough because my family didn't help me. Now Frankie there, yeah, he's got it easy. His dad can open any door he wants. But Red Lobster? Ooh, service industry. You're asking for your kid to get kidnapped. You don't want to get a call, hey, Fluffy, we have Frankie. It'll be $50,000 for you to get him back. What makes you think I want him back? Oh, he's finally out there. They're doing something. Oh, that's great. This is a great experience for him. We're going to send you his finger. No, you're not. You're not going to do that, because if you do that, the cops will find you, because this is a high-profile case. So you're not going to hurt Frankie. That's dumb. You hurt Frankie, they will be looking for you forever. I will have all of the fluffies will come after you. They will find out who you are. Somebody knows. So that's my video on Fluffy and nepotism. I had to get that out. You know, it's like, Gabriel, you seem like a real nice dude. Love to meet you someday. I mean, we live in the same town, might even happen. But don't try to get your son to work at shitty places. It's not how the world works anymore. This is not the world we grew up in. He's not nice. It's dangerous. Get him a real job. And I know people say, oh, working at a restaurant is a real job. Okay, firstly, when I graduated from high school, real jobs started at $50,000 a year. Now they start at $100,000. Just remember that. So, yeah, you're doing real work. Don't make it a real job. Okay. No. Crazy. I'm Richard.
Danger Ducky says, this is your magic moment. A moment for you to do something that is good for the world. You can comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers this channel gets, they will buy one of these bracelets I am wearing. Each one of these bracelets I am wearing means that one pound of trash will be removed from the ocean. Cleaning the ocean is an expensive thing to do, and we need your help, so don't be trash. Comment, like, and subscribe, and get trash out of the ocean.